Twisted Fizz. This is a deck that might actually want to play the new 6-mana elusive card that's coming in the upcoming set. So there's a 6-mana elusive 3/1 that every time you play a spell, it becomes 1 cheaper permanently, regardless of where it is. So, like, eventually it's just a free 3/1 elusive. So this deck at its core, for people that haven't seen it before, while Fizz is one of our champions, Fizz is just an elusive threat every time you play a spell. So this deck at its core is an elusive aggro deck. So we have cheap threats that we're looking to protect that run past our opponent's blockers to attack them. In addition to Fizz, we have things like Golden Narwhal, Prowling Cutthroat, Lounging Lizard, and at the top end of our curve, we've got some Zap Spray Fins and some Slippery Wave Riders here as bigger threats. Our other champion of the deck is Twisted Fate, really just good flexible card in Runeterra overall. So 2/2 for 4 with quick attack, plays out the Destiny card of your choosing to either draw a card, deal a little bit of damage to your opponent's board, or stun their largest thing. Gold card is notably very, very good in this archetype because this deck that we're playing right now tends to use its life total as a resource to race with the opponent. You're frequently taking hits while dealing damage to your opponent, trying to squeak in just under the wire. Because we're playing a lot of spells to enable things like Fizz, we also have Starlit Seer in here, which makes our things bigger in our deck every time we cast a spell. So this is very good if you can cast a couple of spells and make one of your elusive threats bigger. You can end the game very quickly that way. So let's go ahead and dive on into some games here with this one and see how it goes. Downloaded Runeterra last night, loving it, but I want to cut the learning curve. Runeterra definitely has a little bit of a curve. Learning new card pools is definitely not easy, regardless of any new game that you're looking to pick up. Kalista, Elise, Nocturne, probably just fearsome aggro. I kind of think our hand's pretty okay here. I'm just gonna keep all these. Most of your games are a race with this deck.
Don't mind the knife.
This is not a bad setup. We'll get to attack with these here for 3. Next turn we can drop Starlit Seer. The following turn we can Shared Spoils. We have Flash Freeze here, very good against the other aggressive decks in the format. Just being able to wipe the attack off something for 1 turn can often swing the race in our favor. It's exactly what we're looking to be doing. I'm going to pass here. If they try and hook my vulnerable thing, I think I'm going to Pocket Aces it. If they just hit me for 5, I'm going to Starlit Seer. Who goes there? Do I want to Pocket Aces this one? I think so. Just want to get our race on here. Now this has Plunder, so it grants the top 3 units of my deck +1/+1, and then it draws 1, because I dealt damage to them for the turn. There's our 4/4 Zappy boy there. There's another 4/4 Zap. So our opponent's at 12. That's lethal. That is lethal. Am I flash freezing here? The answer is no. I think we just go to 4. Okay, now I think I gain 6. So I think there's a... I don't want to be dead to Doom Beast. It does not. An attack. Once you're blocked, you're blocked. Yeah, definitely felt like a Doom Beast setup there. Big agree.
Like a fish in water.
That's lethal, right? We go Fizz into Pocket Aces here. That's good. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We did have lethal. We no longer do.
I pull the strings.
Think we want to Pocket Aces this one, so I have the most amount of fearsome blockers possible next turn. Might end up being a little bit short here, especially if my opponent has the Doom Beast they were representing last turn. If they open attacks here, we're taking 5 down to 3. Not quite dead yet. Not dead yet. Dead to double Doom Beast. If they open attacks here, I do get to play this to try and dig for another Flash Freeze. I have one more of those in my deck. Easy zap here. Just another blocker. There's Playful Trickster. Playful Trickster only rallies on your turn. Only rallies when you are attacking. Remove an attacking ally.
Hush now.
You can't do this. Back it up.
Back it up.
Why are you here? We live here.
So the goal on this attack is to not be dead to Doom Beast.
You're bored.
An auspicious season.
These blocks accomplish that. Not dead to Doom Beast. Dead to Pale Cascade Doom Beast. Dead to double Pale Cascade. Sure. Trying to kill you on open attacks next turn. Really tight race game here. Come eat pizza. Thank you for the 25 months of Prime support. I really appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. This game really highlighted the kind of back and forth I love, where you're just trying to kind of thread that needle very closely with this style of archetype. If you love close games and spiking your heart rate, this is the deck for you. Big agree. Big agree.
Let's do this.
All in Fizz. No, this is an elusive aggro deck that's playing Fizz as a cheap elusive threat. We are very much not an all-in Fizz deck.
An auspicious season.
Down to the wire. Wow. What an incredible game. They missed it by this much. How do you swipe to attack like you've been doing? Click and hold. Or if you're on mobile, you can drag and hold too. Just drag around the board and you'll pick them all up. So, generally speaking, I would discourage you from using the attack with all hotkey, because the attack with all hotkey just makes them attack in the order in which you have them in play, and attacking the order in which you're attacking almost always matters in Runeterra. So I would heavily discourage you from pressing the attack with all key and instead always be scooping them up. I keep Starlit Seer. I'm gonna mulligan looking for some more spells to trigger it, I think. That's basically that. The scoop way is also more fun, objectively, I think. But also, I think you will build bad habits and lose games because of your bad habits if you get into the habit of using the attack all button.
My shield is yours. Nature blesses her followers.
I think I'm gonna Coral Creatures here. And then, with the Attune from this, next turn I can go Lizard into hit you for 3, play Shared Spoils.
Remember, you never saw me.
You never saw me.
Always 2 steps ahead.
Auto Pass is great. Some spiky person's gonna tell you should turn off Auto Pass because it's a competitive disadvantage. It's really, like, the amount of bluff value you gain versus the quality of life you lose is like, leave your Auto Pass on, folks. Auto Pass is lovely.
Hold back. Try.
I never hold back. Didn't know Coral Creatures had an ace up their sleeve, did you, Fiora?
Counter and strike.
Wow, that's aggro.
Everything I've worked for.
Everything I've worked for. So, I think the play next turn is I actually want to elixir this, so that way it can live next turn to be an extra blocker for us.
Two worlds, one balance.
Is my plan?
Nature blesses her followers.
Definitely just want max blockers here.
Blessed by snow and stars.
Hope I didn't need that.
It's a great pickup here as well. And again, you can see that kind of, we're using our life total as a resource and taking some hits here.
Intruders.
King Pyson, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. I'm gonna try and line up some OK blocks and then Troll Chant here, I think. Not quite sure what they want to do here. Probably debating if they want to, commit more to the board before they start.
My shield is yours.
Honor dictates both our actions.
That's really good. I think we're probably dead. I guess I'm not gonna die in this combat step because of my tricks, but I'm going to no longer have the ability to win the game. You need to salvage here, I think. Can you explain why? Because salvaging means I'm literally dead, as opposed to just figuratively dead. So that seems, taking the play that guarantees I lose the game seems loose to me. But I'm willing to entertain it could be correct. Could you tell me why taking the play that guarantees me to lose the game is correct? You can always see our deck list by typing !deck in chat. You can also find the deck list on the stream overlay.
This would be a good winter.
I guess I could technically block here. So what's the out to win here? So if I do this, I can then troll chant to save both of these. I can troll chant to save both of these, and then I have the out of drawing a large elusive to kill them next turn. So that seems like the play. Again, just using our life total as a resource down to the wire, hoping to peel something that can steal the game on the backswing. Obviously, things that fight, rallies, sharp sights, all of these things are bad for us here, but I don't have the ability to play around those, so we're just not going to think about them. And that's lethal, right?
Don't mind the knife.
So if they don't have the list of things that stop us here, they're dead.
I'll be quick.
Sweet, nailed it. Just like two incredible games in a row where it's just like down to the wire, thinking about, okay, what are our outs next turn? What do we play to? You know, there was the decision of, like, the decision on that last turn during my opponent's combat step was so huge, right? Like, do I kill their 9-2, or do I take a block that then lets me save my elusives to give myself a chance to win the game? And that's a good example of, like, playing to lose slowly versus playing to win. The playing to lose more slowly is trying to play in a controlling way when my deck is designed to try and run people down. I do enjoy me a crappy tempo deck. I do enjoy me a crappy tempo deck. Are we gonna hit Masters? Probably not. Winning 5 more in a row here seems unreasonable. We'll probably get close, but I only plan to be live for another hour or so, and part of that hour is going to be reviewing patch notes when they go up, so. Starlit Seer on 2's hard to pass up. Gonna mulligan these looking for cheap spells. Seems like we used up all of our luck in those last 2 games. Listen. Those are very skillful games, okay? You know how you could tell those games were very skillful, chat? When I win, it was because it was skillful. When I lose, it's because I got unlucky. It's the classic card game player mantra. I win because of skill, I lose because of variance.
My faith protects me.
That's funny. I think Petrify had my favorite. Oh, I see you do read my blog. I think Petrify had the best take on people complaining about the structure of the tournament over the weekend. It was like, I think his tweet was something like, had to go 10-0 to win the tournament, formats all variants. Had it been double elimination, I would have been able to go 15-1, it would have been skill-based. And it's just like, well, they're both kind of high variance modes, so that's how card games work. Alright, what are we doing here? I guess I could drop Fizz and get him going. I kind of don't hate that. Just get, like, pocket aces going on here.
The dawn has arrived.
Carry her light across the mountain.
The sun's splendor revealed.
Blessed by snow and stars. This will be a good winter.
Now, One thing that's terrifying in this matchup is our opponent is a big, mean bully, and their deck plays Hush, which is definitely not great for the home team. That's a really good comparison, Lusky. On the highway, people going slower than you are idiots, and people going faster than you are maniacs.
Spilled paint is just accidental art.
Is it crazy to... How greedy is it to Twisted Fate blue card here? Are patch notes up? We'll look at patch notes together when they drop. No patch notes yet. Japan linked. There's so many leaks. What if I salvage first? So it doesn't seem intuitive to salvage before I Twisted Fate, but I think it's incredibly unlikely that I level Twisted Fate this game. And I would rather get the spell mana than try and get 2 more points on him that way, I think.
Feel the sun's glory.
Devotion to battle.
I could have red carded, that's true.
Fly away while you can.
Fly away while you can.
Blessed by snow and
I'm giving Fizz the bonus here because I would like Fizz to live through a Pale Cascade. And then this happens here, but that's fine because red card's gonna get to clean up their board here still. So I think this is whatever. Read. Oh gosh, this is gonna... Yeah, this is... I was wrong.
Like the sun.
Oh wait, she doesn't stun yet, right? She doesn't stun yet? The next Daybreak would stun. Got it. Okay, so... Okay, down to 8. Good general heuristic for attacker. It's often too board dependent. One thing that's generally true is it's often right to use your challenger units all the way to the right. So that way if your opponent can give their stuff life drain, they life drain last. So if your other things can kill them, that's a possibility. Is a good rule of thumb that's almost always true. But yeah, in general, always do this, never do this type things don't really apply here.
Like this.
Unwavering strength.
I mean, like, this red card's still, like, it's fine. We took some damage, but It's like, it's fine. Read. Creed. Belly Beard the Pirate, thanks for the follow. So, if they have a Daybreak card here, Fizz gets stunned and that's really sad, but I think I'm supposed to Slippery, so we can try and push lethal here. This is technically 13 elusive. Yeah, I agree, Pressabek. I think making them have it here is definitely correct. I've been hurt before, so I wouldn't be surprised if that Shen emote was before they hush. Yeah, because they're a dick. And emotes like that are just being rude, because, like, I'm obligated to make this attack. Like, the Shen emote doesn't make me attack here. The fact that I'm very dead on board makes me have to attack here. Like, there's no mind game aspect to that emote. I'm obligated to make this play. Ooh, they hooked the narwhal here. Yeah.
Easy.
So I can do this, but then we take exactly lethal over here. This has overwhelm.
Didn't see that coming.
Down, another one down to the wire, very close. Starseer in the opener is exactly what we're looking for here.
One with the lounge. Yep. Who goes there? I ain't afraid.
Who goes there?
My shield is yours.
Not taking this trade. Want to get some triggers on this so it can make our things bigger. It's nice. Hoping to feed Fiora here.
Protect and strike.
Perfect.
We see through all.
We swim within the flows of the magic.
And the next turn I get to deploy both of these.
There's another one.
You want to donate to switch my pet? I don't know. Hit me with the number.
Two worlds, one balance.
Wow, those are an absurd generation. So, I get to go this on here. And then I get to do this. And then attack these into here. Good beats. Hashtag sometimes lucky.
My duty's done.
What form will the waters take? Gentlemen, ladies, the honor is yours.
Who goes there?
Who goes there? But we're winning. It's all skill. Get with the bird. Oh, yeah. Sorry. I missed the line. It is a thick owl. All right, fingers crossed for an elusive on top of our deck here, and not like the third Coral Creatures or second Twisted Fate.
My shield is yours.
Honor dictates both our actions. An unfair fight.
This will be a good winter.
Photo looks really different. What's going on, Xerox? Yeah, it got faster, cheaper, and prettier. They finally removed some old gameplay elements like single combat, sure. Maybe I should have flash freezed here. Makes us slightly more likely to live. I don't know, getting to kill that thing seems fine though too.
With me.
Okay, so this is an easy gold card then, right? Now, okay, so this is actually kind of interesting. If I red card here, I can actually shared spoils with plunder. Okay, so I think the right play might be gold card, but the sweet play is red card, so I'm gonna red card here. I would like the record to reflect that I'm aware this might be...
Says I don't share.
I'm aware this might be wrong, but it's definitely sweet. We're gonna get a very chunky... But yeah, we're gonna get to flash freeze too.
Nothing back.
And there's a troll chant in there as well. Think of the... Yeah, imagine. Just think of how big our thing's gonna be, chat. It's gonna be huge. No, we're gonna flash freeze before. How many copies of Sharp Sight do they play? A lot, usually.
An auspicious season.
It's a thick turtle, chat. Ride the wave, fam. Ride the wave. Where's the beef? Right there. Found the beef.
To our perch.
It's a shame we don't have a spell. It's a shame this wasn't the one that draws the spell, huh? It's a shame this wasn't Zap. Are you kidding me? That's just rude. Never lucky.
Let me at 'em.
Welcome to the party, Zap. We needed you last turn. Okay. Are we dead? I feel like we're dead. Let's find out. Flash freeze? Give me a flash freeze. this gets the kill to my things.
The deck was stacked against us.
It was stacked against us, chat. Completely unfair. I demand a recount. Twisted Fate is a shuffler truther. He is, definitely, 100%. Policy dictates you need to pay for your recounts up front. Yikes. He's good. Like, not super fast. Opponent's playing a control deck, though. Happy to have a little bit of card advantage here. Huh. That is not what I was expecting.
Just pretend I'm
Right on time, sir. Let's hear.
Warm hearts and hot soup.
That's my tail.
That's my tail. We do this. Just try and stem the bleeding here a little bit. This does mean our Dorko is going to die to Vile Feast, but it is what it is. Sure.
Keep up, keep up.
Deploy more elusive dorks. That emote's fine. Yeah, I agree. That's fine. The reason why Shen explicitly is often toxic is it's like the way Shen is often used by people that are being rude with it is like saying things like GG easy, basically. Or like saying the game is over and then the game's not actually over.
Now we hunt.
Huh? How defensive do I want to be here? I can't. I'm losing the race at the moment. I think I'm going to block this here, because this dies to Avalanche anyways. And then I'm going to go ahead and red card them.
Never lost a fair game. Or played one. Something for all.
Huh? They're just passing priority here? I think I'm just supposed to take the pass, right? I have a pretty okay board. Do you want to pick a card here? I feel like if I'm doing anything on if I'm making a play here, I think it's Starlit Seer. Pick a card. Does pick a card let me level? Kind of. Yeah, I think I take the pass or I commit the Seer. They notably can't yeah, I think I'm gonna take the pass. I'm gonna take the pass because I have okay open attacks.
Lady Luck is smiling.
I think pick a card is wrong. I think there's a good chance my Twisted Fate dies and I want to back up Twisted Fate. So I think this is fine. So I think I Slippery here. And then they're gonna attack. I'm gonna pocket aces my Twisted Fate and block. And then I'll play this and have open for 11 with a warning shot for lethal. Yeah, I'm aware patch notes are up. We'll talk about them after the game. Yeah, and like I get to hold this for atrocity, right? They have vengeance. Is there anything I can salvage into? I don't think so. It might have been right to play develop pre-combat. So we're gonna be dead to second atrocity here. I definitely want to play some more stuff out onto the board. I think it's just Narwhal. I guess I can TF blue card.
I'm always up for a round or two.
We tossed our second freeze. So I believe we're just dead to second atrocity. I don't think I pocket aces here. Because it would still die to Vile Feast. So Ledros I could just chunk block. The Ledros isn't the scary part. The thing I was worried about is Ledros into second atrocity. Matrix Disc, thank you for the 4 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. To all of my new and returning subs, by the way, if you haven't already, I'd encourage you to check out the subs survey that I posted in the Discord server last night. It just if you haven't filled one of those out before, it's basically just my way of collecting information from the people that pay my bills. Find out what kind of content they want to see on the channel, so that kind of dictates what mix of Runeterra versus variety stuff that I do, for example. Felisan, thanks for the prime. I appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. Thanks for keeping me around. Morning, card don't shoot. Thanks for the 5 months.
Not again.
This will be a good winter.
Sweet. All right, let's take a peek at patch notes. Cosmic Creation. Prismatic card styles and essence. Along with Cosmic Creation will bring prismatic card styles, a new way to customize your favorite cards in your collection. So non-prismatic, prismatic. So the border changes. So here's normal, framed. You can see the frames on these in the back change as well. It looks like the actual card art changes too. I wonder if this is It doesn't look like it's animated. Is there an animation? I can't tell exactly. The actual video is only 4 seconds here, so I can't tell if yeah, it looks like it's animated. Different currency for doing that too, it looks like. Prismatic ranked rewards. Each of your cards can be upgraded to prismatic a few different ways. The process upgrades all of the cards' copies in your collection. Nope, same card game, just new stuff in it. Prismatic chests. There are various qualities of prismatic chests. Opening one allows you to choose one of the 3 cards to upgrade to prismatic, along with some essence. Prismatic chests can be earned through card-style quests, which are separate from the current daily quests. They'll include your ranked rewards at the end of the season.
Look, the purple one has all purple.
So they give you some extra stuff from ranked epic prismatic chests.
No, the purple ones look like the best version. Epic chest.
They are. The purple ones are the best version. You're pretty smart.
Like quest, you just get like the best stuff out of it. What's this?
Region roads for Noxious, Piltover, Zaun, and Targon will be extended from 25 to 30. A Zaun card back will be made available in Piltover and Zaun at level 29.
Oh, look at this card.
It's pretty cool, huh? Region roads for all regions extend to maximum 30 levels. At level 30, you'll get an icon to show off your support of your favorite region. Cool.
Oh, there's so many ways to look at this.
Heimerdir's lab has expanded to make room for science with 3 times each experiment is a new way to play. Try all of them. Patch 1.16 is bringing back your favorites from 2020. So there's three different labs to pick from. That's neat.
Daddy, what's this? Is it weird remote?
There's a little remote. You have a Piltover and Zaun game board.
I guess what this does, pause in here or something. Eh? What does it do?
You have a robot cat here.
What? That really shows up that the change thing. But what does this actually do? Why do you need this? What?
The lab expansion is permanent. Neat. Oh, and this is the single player thing against AI. Neat. Some of the card backs, some new emotes. Deck bundle. For people that are new and haven't seen the deck bundles before, the deck bundles, if you buy them and you already have cards that are contained within them, you'll get them prorated, which is nice. You buy essence for real money. Yeah, it said you could spend coins upgrading cards instead of essence, so it sounds like you'll be able to use coins or the essence amount. So the premium currency will be able to be used for anything here still. Seems fine. No balance changes. Like some people said, like I wasn't really expecting balance changes. I think the format is more than reasonable. Bug fix on Eclipse Dragon with a Celestial spell. That's good. Several text updates to improve consistency. Good. That's a good note as well. For those that don't know what prorated means, I'd encourage you to Google the definition of the English word if you don't know what the English word I used means. That's not jargon. Prorated is not card-specific jargon. That's just like an English word. $6 to upgrade a card seems steep. They're supposed to be premium things. It's correct. It's cosmetic. Where did that transition graphic come from? Riot Games. Just finished the sub-survey. It took about 1 minute. It does, yeah. If you're not, unless you want to write me a small novel in the open feedback section, it's just like a few multiple choice questions. Appreciate the folks that do that. We've had, how many subscribers there? We've had 379 subscribers fill out the sub-survey so far, out of the 1,500 and some change that we currently have. Deck's busted, chat. Very good. Twisted Fizz, chat. Yeah, things that are things that aren't actual pieces you need to play the game, I'm really pretty whatever on the pricing of them. Like I don't think there's a price that's unfair for any type of cosmetic thing because they're optional extras. Them being able to make money off of premium objects like that is one of the ways that they keep the actual cards themselves cheap and still make a profit and make the game successful long term. Because remember, chat, this is important to know. When I talk about Runeterra being consumer friendly in the way of getting cards, I'm not an idiot, chat. While Riot's been great to work with as a company, they still just want our money. They're still a company operating under late-stage capitalism. They're not making video games as a charity service to the players. They still answer to shareholders and want to be profitable. Riot has just come to the conclusion that they stand to make more money by monetizing cosmetics as opposed to monetizing the core gameplay components. So, like, the way they've structured Runeterra is definitely a business decision. That someone with a clipboard somewhere decided that they stand to make more money by making the core gameplay components cheap and then selling cosmetics.
Open wide.
And, like, that's fine. I understand how this works. I'm just happy that that's the conclusion they've come to. Damn, Pipsqueak, thanks for the follow. Because that's different than the conclusion other card games have come to, right? Like, Hearthstone, Magic Arena, these other games, they've come to the conclusion that they want to fleece their customers for the actual game components as opposed to just the cosmetics.
No gills, no entry.
Yeah, part of the core gameplay components being cheap is definitely a user acquisition thing, right? Like, when Magic Arena was created, it could be expensive and predatory and still pull in lots of people because Magic has a bunch of people super pot committed to their game from their paper component.
I'm a people person.
So, that's an interesting card. This technically levels both their champions, right?
Vision to see what others cannot.
I don't want to just pass here, because if I pass, there's a chance that my opponent just passes back and eats my mana.
Witness strength.
I think the play here is pocket aces, this Twisted Fate, and block. And then this Twisted Fate gold card kills this next turn. Thanks, Silence. Yeah, that's also very true. In multiplayer games, players are part of the content, and you need a player base in order to have content. Exactly correct. So not worth using. No, because then this doesn't get to gold card this, because it won't be a Twisted Fate. With this draw, I think I drop this and attack for 7 though. Oh, by the way, speaking of Riot and being good to work with, Saturday afternoon, I'll be playing in a League Partner Program sponsored tournament for Runeterra. So there will be a double elimination content creator tournament that will be a best of 3 pick ban that myself and others will be streaming on our various Twitch channels. That should be fun. The new cards will be legal for that tournament. Nah, there's no need to stream on a delay for that. Everybody playing in that event is part of the League Partner Program. Nobody's gonna be ghosting. It's against the rules of that program and the tournament. The purpose of the tournament is to make good content. So Riot is putting up some cash to the top three finishers, but it's more about community and content than high stakes. Man, that's rough.
Easy.
They're all just the same, damn Pipsqueak. Just $10 to get a deck in. Swain has Fearsome. Gotta use this as a gain 6. How many people are playing? I don't know. We should have an official announcement later on. Probably 20 to 30, I would imagine.
I was forged by winter.
I think we're dead at this point. They just have Sajani City Breaker on tap here. Every time they damage us, they frostbite our stuff. Yeah, Opponent's deck is sweet. Swain Sajani with City Breaker technology. Pretty good. When does the patch come out? Tomorrow afternoon. Always Wednesdays, usually between noon and 1 o'clock Central. Nocturne Kalista. Probably just Fearsomes. Seems pretty okay. Just decent curve. 2, 3, 4, 5. Nah, nothing with the pandemic going on, Coder Chris. My wife and I are very responsible adults that understand science. The only people that have been inside my home since this pandemic started outside of my family was my buddy Mike to watch my 2 older kids when Christy gave birth to our daughter, and then we had a technician come in to replace our sump pump at one point. Yes, we did do a patch notes review. I will throw up the patch notes review on my highlights YouTube channel this afternoon. Yeah, Tabletop Simulator is just not the same. If I'm gonna be playing with people on the computer, I'd like to just play actual video games with them. So here's the thing you need to understand if you're coming from other games, is that you don't need to be afraid to craft something because you're worried Riot's going to nerf it. Riot doesn't ever really nerf things out of competitiveness. They rebalance if something is too strong, but it's basically always reasonable to craft something if you like a deck, because even if it gets adjusted, it's still going to be playable. I think I just gold card here.
Never lost a fair game.
They're gonna play this, and they're gonna crack us for 9-11.
Dead in their tracks.
Oh, I guess it kills that one. Still good. Was red card worth it? Yeah, red card was better. In my head, I was killing this, but I'm a big dumb stupid, and that was very much not what we were killing. Red card was strictly better there. Oh, and they just like have another one. Gross. And thanks for the 2/3 of a year, War Bandit. I appreciate that. Thanks for keeping me around. Yeah, I think that's actually a stellar way to put it, Soul Gainer. Would it be accurate to say meta shifts after nerfs are caused by player perception over actual decrease in viability? Yeah, in fact, Steve Rubin had talked about at one point about how there's been multiple instances where they nerfed a deck and its win rate actually went up. Because the play rate went down, but the actual competitiveness of the deck was still there, so the people still playing it had good records with it. I think we're dead when they play the second spider here, right? It's a little bit too slow here. They killed us the turn before we killed them. So I can play this as a blocker, but then I'm taking exactly 9. Much more than 9. I'd be giving a look at Hex too. That's things that are never gonna happen for Runeterra. Foil upgrade covers all copies of the card. All copies. Easy Draven, eh? I'm gonna mulligan the warning shot. I'm gonna keep the rest of these. Pretty decent 2-3 curve here. Look at that. 1, 2, 3. It's just curvementary. What could it be? Perfect. Curving on out this game. He's got a big viewer bump, either a Twitch bug or someone signed off. Maybe got an auto host from someone. Normally, auto hosts don't show up in the host list for some reason. Welcome everybody that's might be coming over from another channel. Playing some Runeterra here, Riot's League of Legends digital card game. I think if they attack with these, I'm pretty inclined to just not block here. The opponent's deck has a lot of direct damage in it, and I'd prefer this thing survive to get some triggers off here, I think. Yeah, usually most people that come over from a host don't stick around. Like if you retain like 20% of people from a host, that's a large number. Especially if it was an auto host and there's a chance that we got hosted by someone playing a different game. A lot of people like if a Magic or Hearthstone person on F2K auto hosted me. A lot of people won't stick around for a different card game. Static Shock on this is actually really good here because it means that I won't get a second attack with this because it deals 2 damage to itself twice, so it'll deal 2 to itself here and then another 2 on my turn. It does also mean I have a free block here though now, which is nice. Yeah, but like, so the Petty Officer nerf is a good example of a card that no longer sees play after a nerf, really, but that nerf didn't really make any decks that played that card unplayable, right? So like, decks that played Petty Officer decided to replace it with other better cards at that point, but it's not like those decks suddenly, it's not like those decks were suddenly bad. Alright, and a mute it is. So, we'll make a spell mana with this and draw a card here. My opponent doesn't really have good attacks because this is going away anyway, so they don't want to attack into it. And then next turn, I can play Slippery Wave Rider before attacks, which will have a tune. So this will give us a spell mana as well, so that I can hit them for 4 with this and then play Shared Spoils, which is nice. Sure. Never leveling him. Twisted, and that's what Twisted Fate does in this deck, what you just saw there. He's basically just a lightning rod. He's like this thing that people feel obligated to kill. I believe it's the second to bottom or the bottom rarity. I think it might be a common. It's either a 10 cent or a 30 cent card. Do your children eat well? At one point, my 6-year-old, I'm pretty sure, tried to run an experiment to see how long he could subsist off of saltine crackers alone.
Blessed by snow and stars.
Don't feel bad if your children, like, are bad eaters. Like, that's, like, kids go through different phases. And, like, my kids actually, like, switched personalities kind of at one point. Like, Declan was a really good eater for a long time, and Jacob just wouldn't eat anything, and now they flip-flopped. Hey, cheese and peanut butter and jelly is great. Like, that has protein in it and reasonable things to eat. If you can convince them to, like, eat an apple on occasion too, or, like, you know, some milk, like, cover some of your food groups. So long as my children are intaking some amount of protein, I'm happy with their diets for the most part.
Out before they know they're bleeding.
One thing we found that my kids eat consistently is Pediasure has a lot of nutritional value in it. He says as he grabs the corners, so that's something that we could find that they pretty much always eat or drink technically. It's a little on the expensive side though. It's not too terrible at Sam's Club if you buy it in bulk. I assume this is gonna die. Not this turn, though. We pocket acing this turn. Might have been right to pocket aces, so if we draw an elusive this turn, it has a thing. lot of salvages, chat.
This will be a good winter.
Also, because it is 2020, by the way, I am not a nutritionist, and if you are worried about your child's diet, you should not take advice from this stream literally. You should consult someone who's a dietitian. Let me just cover my ass here real quick.
Open wide, sugar.
We're gonna start with the Zoe deck on Wednesday night. Zoe is most everything I want to do in a card game.
The world's a big place. Let's see all of it.
Afternoon, Zio. We're all astronaut, lawyer, doctors here. That's fair. That's fair. No, I know. I was more saying that for everybody else that's watching. Listen, 2020 is a scary place, okay? Thermo beam, rude. They have pretty decent open attacks here now too. We could just be dead to this Ezreal. Not even just because, like, obviously we can block it, but we could be dead to its triggers. Arr.
We live here.
Yeah, we're just dead to 3 targeted spells here. I guess I do this and try and hit another Troll Chant or Flash Freeze. Down to the wire here. Now, Donald Trump is technically still president until they drag his large posterior kicking and screaming from the White House on January 20th. Is he still planning to barricade himself in the Oval Office? Nah, being concerned about the transition in January means you've just been paying attention. Means you're aware of the fact. Means you're aware of the fact that there were 126 Republican House members that signed on to an attempted coup. Just because their attempts to disenfranchise millions of ballots that were cast has been unsuccessful in a court of law doesn't make the fact that that's what they're attempting any less disgusting. I think so. Just to stick up for the existing Dems for a minute here. Whenever people say stuff like, why aren't the Democrats doing more? Why, if they really cared, they'd be doing something. you guys need to go take a civics lesson and understand how the United States government works. Like, this idea that, like, the Democrats who currently have control of one chamber are supposed to be doing something that they're not currently doing is largely nonsense and just made up by people that don't understand how our system of government is designed.
Watch and learn.
Like, they can't just, like, do stuff that they don't have the power to do. That's just not how it works. Thanks for the 37 months, hats. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Yeah, that's how it's supposed to work, Caperly. Yeah, the Dems doing nothing is a Republican talking point designed to delegitimize them when Mitch paralyzes the government that prevents that very thing. Correct. It's one of those both sides, they're all the same type nonsense things.
This will be a good winter.
If they don't break, they'll burn. A few for the many.
Yeah, what Navier said. If you live in Georgia, please, for the love of God, go vote in a runoff. Go vote in the runoff. Well, they did that there, so we get to gold card and kill this at least. Is decent for us. I've got Troll Chant here to maybe save these from vulnerable hooks. Thank you for the 33 months, Navier. Welcome back. Well, and that's the thing, Caperly. You don't have to know everything about everything. You just, like, need to not spew a bunch of nonsense on topics you don't know anything about. Like, I don't expect people to have all of the answers all of the time. It's just like, if you don't have the answer, shut your mouth. Think we do this? Pale Cascade means their thing lives, but if they Pale Cascade, mine still lives at least, so... Maybe I'm supposed to bump these here? Oh, they have a spinning axe too? Yeah, that's fair.
War Mason, reporting for duty. Make the Empire proud.
This flash freeze might be the tool we need to win this race here. It's pretty scary though. We are notably above 10, which means their Darius is not leveled yet at least, so we've got that going for us.
Stand aside. I've got work to do.
Clear it out! Strike at their foundations!
Noxus will rise.
Charmed, I'm sure.
Does not ruffle our feathers.
I ain't afraid! You'll be sorry!
So I think I do this, and then we flash freeze Darius. He's gonna level mid-combat though, right, is the problem? Nah, Matt hasn't streamed in a long time. I think we're just dead here.
Blessed by snow and stars.
slightly better, but... they're gonna be able to use Pale Cascades and Axes here to either kill us or kill our board, which means we just don't have a good attack on the backswing here, which is what we need to be able to win. So, I think there's a good chance we survive this combat step, but ultimately we end up dying.
Hesitation's a tell.
Now we're cooking.
Howdy, A-Dash. I assume we're gonna die to a Decimate next turn. We're going to exactly 4 here. Decimate. Decimate is Darius's champion spell, so... sometimes they play actual factual Decimate, but even when they don't, they also just have more Darius.
Blue as the serpentine. Didn't see that coming.
Twisted Fizz. I don't know. I guess deck's fine. I'm pretty happy with where the list has ended up at. I feel like we had a pretty good set of the range of games that this deck has in that set. We had some really excellent close games that we won. We had some really excellent close games that we lost. I think almost every game that we played in that set, both the ones we won and the ones we lost, were like one turn away from being dead in the other direction every single time. Like, the games that we won, they would have killed us with one more turn, and the games we lost, we very likely would have killed them with one more turn. And that's basically what this deck is about. It's what I would refer to as a small edges deck, where every game is decided on thin margins. Your tools like Flash Freezes and Twisted Fate generating you extra stuns or stuff like that lets you buy time, and then your elusive threats let you go ahead and slip past. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up a few minutes early today. Tomorrow is the set release, so like I said, tomorrow morning I will be doing a variety segment because the set release isn't until about 1 o'clock Central, which is about 15 minutes from now, about the time I usually wrap up. So my evening segment tomorrow night will be my first Runeterra stream with the new cards, and then Thursday and Friday morning, I'm going to be starting earlier and running late to do an extra long stream. If you want my thoughts on all of the spoiler stuff on my highlights YouTube channel for just Runeterra highlights, there's a full playlist up there now where I talk through all of the spoilers that have happened, which is the full card list at this point. I'll also post a daily deck highlight video if you want to see some of the sweeter things that Runeterra has to offer. Yep, I'll be back this evening with variety stuff though as well. Carter's going to be popping back on. We're going to be playing some more Pokemon VGC. If you enjoy Pokemon, or if you don't like the Pokemon stuff and you just want to see more Runeterra stuff, be sure to fill out my sub survey if you're a Twitch sub, Patreon, or YouTube member. That kind of dictates what the response from my supporters are, how I kind of balance my content back and forth, how much Runeterra, Pokemon variety, how I mix it all up. So thanks everybody for hanging out. Hopefully see some of you tonight or back tomorrow night for some Runeterra stuff. Stay safe out there, folks. Peace.